Valorant's highest competition has begun at Sao Paulo with the top 32 teams and its high-octane action. And side by side, Tier 2 of Valorant is also underway through every Challenger League across the entire world. But in this video, I'm going to be talking about the Pacific Challengers Leagues, who might make it to Ascension and who might actually end up winning the whole damn thing. But before I begin, a huge shout out to all of y'all watching my videos. Thank you so much for the immense support. If you've liked my content so far, hit that like and subscribe button. It would really help me a lot. Now, back to the video. The Pacific's Tier 2 has been split into 10 different Challenger League regions to give a fair shot to qualify for Ascension for multiple countries. There's quite a few teams who have a bloody strong chance to make it through to the Ascensions League. The likes of Fancy United, FENNEL, Crazy Raccoons, Bleed Esports, Boom Esports, Velocity Gaming, Orangutan, and more have a great shot, but there are some who are in the shining light of winning the Pacific Ascension. First up, Crazy Raccoons from Japan. This team has been on a crazy journey, to be honest. Having gained a lot of international experience early on in their Valorant life, Crazy Raccoons were dominating Japan in 2021, but unfortunately could not replicate the same at the international stage. A 9th, 10th place finish at both Masters 2 and 3 Reykjavik and Berlin respectively in 2021, and a 13th to 16th place finish at Champions 2021 summed up a dominant domestic but weak international year for the Raccoons. After that stint, 2022 was the year of their downfall. They could not qualify for any international events and lost pretty badly to some teams they should be winning against with ease. But now, after a couple of changes and bringing in the likes of Makiba and Medusa has absolutely changed the team up for good. Since the start of their campaign this year, Crazy Raccoons have not lost a single game. Not one. And across their last 9 matches, including the Challenger season qualifiers, they have lost just one map. An absolute clean and ecstatic run in the Challengers so far, going 14-0 in map wins across 7 matches. What a goddamn turnaround. They are just one step away from the final, and by the way it looks, Crazy Raccoons will definitely be one of the top teams to fight for a franchisee spot at Ascension. Next up, Velocity Gaming from India. Now, before everyone blasts me off on this, hear me out. Velocity Gaming have truly been the domestic giants of South Asia alongside global esports. It is true that their international stints haven't been up to the mark that the region wanted them to be, but right now, there are things that are happening at the Velocity camp that could change the very shape of their future. As rumors have it, which are almost confirmed, Velocity have signed 2 imports who could literally change Valorant's viewscape of the South Asian region. EC1S and Doma, former Team Liquid and Fnatic players respectively, who have been absolutely insane for their teams in the past on the world stage. Having played in the EMEA, they have the experience and knowledge of a whole different region that has never been seen in the South Asian Valorant scene before. Velocity's potential lineup could turn out to be EC1S leading the charge and Doma joining the explosive Excali, Helef and Deathmaker, with substitutes available in the form of the invigorously talented MW1 and Deadly 10. This team looks really strong on paper given that comms also won't be a problem, and it will be led by the minds of Davi and Amaterasu, who might take up a mentor role, paving way for EC1S to lead the team in-game. EC1S and Doma definitely have the fire of competition in them, hence they are making their way all the way to India to lift up Velocity Gaming here. Velocity might or might not win Ascension, but they damn well will make it exciting with this roster and difficult for others. Lastly, probably the biggest and strongest favorites and who I think will win the Pacific Ascension, Bleed Esports. Bleed are a super team from Singapore who have been on a roll since their revamped roster, with Scary joining their team, arguably APAC's best controller player. Although he had a bit of a lower side of form in the beginning, he's picked up big time. Surrounded by some insanely talented players in the form of Darion, JH, Crazy Guy, the young prodigy Juicy, and led by a CSGO legend and one of the greatest minds of German FPS esports, Legia, as the coach, Bleed have a very strong roster and support staff. They're definitely seen as a team who, if didn't qualify, would be a major question mark on their existence as a whole. That's how good they are and expected to be. Whilst Bleed are arguably the best in the APAC region, they did show a bit of a slump in their international potential at the GXR Valorant India Invitational official off-season event. They lost one of their group stage matches to God Squad, who would have qualified in their place to the playoffs had they beaten them by 4 more rounds than the original scoreline. Coming into the playoffs, Bleed had to showcase their talents against the European Giants team Heretics, who beat them 2-0 and pretty convincingly as well. Since then, Bleed have been on a roll of having won 11 out of their last 13 matches and are currently 3-0 up in the VCL Malaysia and Singapore split one at the time of recording this video. Scary's revived form and Bleed coming up with new ways to improve since their Heretics loss has been ecstatic. They are on a straight path to qualify for Ascension, and it hardly looks like anyone can stop them. But once they get to Ascension, I think a little extra effort at the Pacific level will be required so that they can make it to the Valorant Franchising League. For me, they are the favorites from the APAC region to make it to this Tier 1 stage of Valorant Esports and earn their 2-year promotion. Well, that's about it. Let me know what you think in the comments. Who do you think will win the Pacific Ascension? Hit that like and sub button, and I'll see you all in the next one.